All right, you are amazing. You are sticking with me, and we are going to learn another most important concept. And this concept is the concept, this really, if you just get this, it is the deepest wisdom. This concept, one of our greatest sages, he's an amazing man. His name was Rabbi Akiva. At 40 years old, he couldn't read Hebrew. And he became one of the greatest Jewish scholars and saints. A beautiful story. There's a whole novel written on him called Akiva. I think it was by Marcus Lehman, a great novelist. You should get his books, Marcus Lehman. Beautiful historical novels. But anyway, he said, V'ahavta l'reacha kamecha. Love your friend as yourself. Zeh klal gadol b'Torah. This is a great principle of Judaism. The principle upon which all of Judaism rests is love someone as you love yourself. But there's a very interesting question. And if you understand Hebrew, it's very nuanced. Normally we would say, love someone as much as you love yourself, right? That would make sense. You love yourself so much, love the other as much as you love yourself. But that's not what the Bible says. God, and this is the most important verse according to Rabbi Akiva, comes and tells you, love someone as you love yourself. Well, in order to understand that, we have to understand something else. There was a very famous story that a Gentile once came to Hillel, who was known for his tremendous sensitivity to people, great man. And he said to him, this is going back probably 2,000 years or so, teach me the whole Bible. I want to convert to Judaism, but I want you to teach me the whole thing while I stand on one foot. So he said to him, that which you don't want someone to do to you, don't do to them. So these two statements, which is love someone as yourself, don't do to others that which you don't want them to do to you, seems to be very similar. But there's a nuance there, such an important nuance. And this will blow your mind. Why did Hillel say that which you don't want someone to do to you, don't do to them? Why couldn't he just say it as God says it in the Bible? I mean, just repeat what God says. Love your friend as yourself. Why say it in the negative? Say it in the positive. Hillel, who of course being a rabbi and being a teacher, so he's coming to explain what God is trying to teach us, is explaining the deepest secret of what real love is. You ready? Real love. Real love is not to criticize another person. That's why it says love someone as you love yourself. Just like you can do something wrong, and you can know you did something wrong, but you don't stop loving yourself. In fact, if you are too harsh on yourself, there's a problem. Your ego is out of control. He shouldn't be too harsh. We're going to discuss getting over guilt soon. But a normal person who, messes up, they're like, I messed up. I don't know if this is the best example, but I know a guy, he was unfortunately the head of a gang. And he was actually on television. He was lucky that he managed to get out of jail. The police didn't fully get him. And later he converted to Christianity and he really turned his life around. So he said to me, and it was pretty sick stuff that these guys did. And he said to me, he's like, I had a heart of stone. Like I couldn't feel anybody else. In fact, he was in this rehab place and he ran over, I think, a squirrel. And then he was like, he felt bad. He called up his mother. He's like, Mama, my heart, it's going soft. His mother said, that's God working on your heart. And it's true. I saw him from like progression of years of him being there. And he really was, he had a heart of stone. People develop insensitivity. So what is God really telling us? He's saying, be sensitive. Just like you wouldn't want anyone to offend you, don't offend anyone else. So listen to what I'm saying. This is a super critical point because we all have heard this, love your friend as yourself. And many of us heard this also, don't do to others that which you don't want them to do to you. But very few people have heard what that actually means. And that means don't criticize another person. Never humiliate someone else. And this political, and I think the internet in a way, because it's not so personal, it's not like I'm looking at you, people are just like typing a comment. Never insult someone. You may not hurt another person's feeling. Just like you don't even hurt your own feelings, or you could forgive yourself if you did something wrong. And you don't want anyone to hurt your feelings, no matter what you did. Don't hurt their feelings. And if you have love in your heart, this is the test. A person who has love, I have a son, and I love him very much. Is he perfect? No. But my love for him is stronger than, I'm not upset at him. I don't disown him because he does something wrong. So if we are able to reject someone, it shows we don't love them. Our love for another person means that just like you don't reject yourself if you do something wrong, because you can accept it. We all mess up. We're not perfect. We're not angels. So you need to be able to accept others even if they do something wrong. Now, there are certain exceptions. Let's say the guy's a terrorist. Okay, you can't accept that. But let's say that guy has a different opinion to you. Well, you want him to accept you, you have to accept him too.